In this video, I'm going to show you one trading strategy for buying or selling Bitcoin or investing in Bitcoin medium short term using social sentiment. Basically, social sentiment, what it does is analyzes the psychology or the sentiment of the market participants via social media or their comments in social platforms. For using this social sentiment score, we are going to use this tool that is Aumento.ai that gives us a score from 0 to 1 of the Bitcoin sentiment. As you can see here in the right corner, we can analyze between the Bitcoin Talk sentiment, the Reddit sentiment, and the overall sentiment score. But for the sake of this video, I'm going only to use the Twitter or X score, because I think that Twitter is the social media or the social network where a lot of traders post their bias about Bitcoin and the market. So for me, it's the most reliable score. Basically, to analyze social sentiment, I have done these rules. So if we find the price of Bitcoin in a downtrend and we are approaching support and the social sentiment score is very high, okay, like this, we have a 1, we can assume that we are near a market bottom. So the social sentiment indicator is giving us a buy signal. In the other hand, if we are in an uptrend and we are approaching a resistance level and also the social sentiment score is very high, we can assume that we are near a market top. So this will be a sell signal. And the last rule that I made for you is that if we are in a strong downtrend or a strong uptrend, but the social sentiment is very low, so we are in a low social sentiment, we can assume that this means trend continuation. As you can see here, all this time the social sentiment was very low, but the price of Bitcoin was rising continuously. It was continuing the trend, okay? So these are the basic rules that I have made for you, that I have spot using the Bitcoin sentiment indicator of Aumento.ai. Right now I'm going to give you one example, for example, of a market top. So right now, you can see here on Monday 26th of June of 2023, we can see that in the Bitcoin sentiment, we got a number 1 signal. So the sentiment of this score, the score sentiment of Aumento.ai was the highest on June 26 of 2023. What happened on June 26 of 2023? That the Bitcoin price was reaching 31k and was approaching a resistance level. So people here was bearish, then the market pump, and here a lot of people were talking about the Bitcoin price rising. So if we play by the rules that I mentioned before, if we are in an uptrend and we are approaching a resistance level and also we have high social sentiment, we can assume that the market is at the top, so we might sell. What happened after this? So the price of Bitcoin was stalling here, okay, as you can see here, the price of Bitcoin was stalling, and then after this, all this pump was retraced. So basically, this is one example of finding the market top to sell the asset. On June 26 of 2023, we see we are approaching resistance, the social sentiment was very high, and then the asset was stalling and the price reverses and leads to a downtrend or a dump to then the next uptrend. So this is one example of the second rule. Uptrend plus resistance plus high social sentiment. This means that we are approaching a market top, so a sell signal. Now I'm going to give you one example of a buy signal. So for example, you can see that if we are in an uptrend, okay, and we see that the social sentiment, we can see that here on November 20, okay, the social sentiment was 0.61%, okay, and the price was here. So this means that a lot of people was talking about Bitcoin, or there was a lot of sentiment, a lot of comments about Bitcoin on Twitter at this level. And as you can see here, this was a market bottom, okay, because on November 20, here is November 20, Bitcoin price was at $42,000, okay, as you can see here, $42,000, and then on November 20, the price of Bitcoin pumped to $51 or $53,000 that is the price that we are right now. So we can assume that when the price is at support, we were at support in an uptrend, okay, and the social sentiment was rising, we can assume that this is a good market buy signal. As I always said, this Bitcoin sentiment indicator is very useful and very powerful, and you can use it to search for confluence with other indicators that you use in your actual trading strategy. But as I always said, you need to find your trading strategy between confluence on price action, other indicators, volume profiles. So you need to have your actual trading strategy, your actual trading system, and then you can combine your actual trading system with the Bitcoin sentiment indicator. This is very useful to know more about the psychology of the market participants and make decisions based on their bias. So basically, we want to do contrary decisions regarding the price and the market sentiment. So if all of the market participants are very bearish, we may want to buy the asset if we are approaching a support level, okay, and the sentiment is very high. And if all the market participants are very bullish and we are approaching a resistance level, we might sell the asset also if the sentiment, the social sentiment, is very high. So basically, these are the rules that I use to trade spot Bitcoin based on social signals or social sentiment. I use it mostly for spot or investing, not for trading, not for intraday trading. So I want to hold medium to long-term positions based on this indicator. If this video was helpful for you, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Also, you can find me on Twitter, where I share a lot of market insights daily. And also you can find me on Instagram and on Rumble. So subscribe to my channel and follow me there. And we see you in the next video.